Go. Okay. Hi everyone, it's Global Scholarships and I'm your host Az. I hope you're all doing well. I hope everything is going great. And today we're here with another weekly live stream, as always on Fridays. And I'm here joined by, as always, again, by Eamon. Hi Eamon, how are you? How are things going with you?
Hi, Az. I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well too. Thank you very much. So, guys, if you're new here, we do these types of live streams every Friday at the same hour. We sometimes do on TikTok as well, but for a while we'll just stick to YouTube. Basically, this is a Q&A live stream. If you have any questions about scholarships, about in general studying abroad, Eamon is our expert. He is here to answer your questions about, again, scholarships, studying abroad, universities abroad, that type of stuff. So we are, if you do not know us, we are Global Scholarships. We are basically a platform that shares a lot of informative stuff about scholarships, about studying abroad. And as you can see, we have a YouTube channel, we have a TikTok account, and we have a website. Basically, our website is full of information about studying abroad and about scholarships. We have guides here under scholarships. As you can see, we have like popular government scholarships, scholarships by type, scholarships by degree, featured scholarships. You can click on any one of these. For example, if you're interested in Fulbright scholarships, you can click on that and go and see our guide for that. Basically, we have guides for countries. For example, like if you're interested in studying in Singapore, let's say, you can click on this and we have huge collections of guides about like different aspects of going and studying in that country, like higher education, choosing a university, choosing a program, applying to a university, documents and tests needed for a university in that country, language proficiency, financing your studies, and of course scholarship opportunities. We have a lot of stuff here. For example, under the sources section, we have scholarship stories. Basically, there are stories of people who have received certain scholarships. You can just go here and let's say scholarship stories by country. You can click on here and see. Hi, Bridget. Hi. I have looked and looked and I only get partial scholarships. The full scholarships really exist. Yes, they do exist. But full scholarships, for our viewers who do not know what a full scholarship means, so basically there are three types of scholarships. Partial scholarships are the scholarships that cover less than your tuition fees. Full tuition scholarships are scholarships that cover the entirety of your tuition fees, and full funding scholarships are scholarships that cover your tuition fees and then gives you something a little bit more. So hi there, Utkarsh. Hello, sir. I hope you're doing great. Thank you very. Sir, you're doing a great job. Sorry. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here and joining our live stream. So, Bridget, yes, full scholarships do exist. For example, you can see our search tool by hitting enter and then filtering for scholarship type. But the thing is, there are way less of those, way fewer of those, and they're very competitive. So we have full funding and full tuition here. You can click on full funding, which will show you. Look at this. We have about. Hang on. Let's reset filters, right? In our entire database, we have about 4,500 scholarships. Okay, and only about 350 of those are full funding. They are very comprehensive. Like pretty much everyone is interested in full funding scholarships, full tuition scholarships, especially like if they're going to a study in a very expensive country. So yeah, partial scholarships are way more numerous, and from what I hear, it is kind of possible to, if you're not really studying in a very expensive country, to like get more than one partial scholarship, and they can really add up, like maybe cash award scholarships, maybe discount scholarships as well. Please make a video on GKS scholarship South Korea. Yeah, we are currently on the like process of making one of those. I think it will be probably next Wednesday. So yeah, I know the scholarship you mean. Yes, we're gonna do that. Can you help me, sir, by telling what is the difference between local and private scholarship as I want to study in Japan? So that's not something that I'm very familiar with. Um, Eamon, do you know anything about that? Local and private scholarship? Difference between them?
Um, I'm not sure what they mean by that. Maybe uh, by local, they mean scholarships that are offered by universities themselves and private, offered
Yeah,
by
could
private
be.
organizations. Yeah, so I think it's just self-explanatory in that case, where universities offer scholarships that you can apply for. And if you can't get those, there are private institutions that also offer funding to
Mhm.
international students, be it whether it's fully funded scholarships or partially funded scholarships. That depends on the university or the organization.
Yeah, if you can give us a little bit more detail on your question, of course, maybe we can help you a little better. Like maybe is that something very specific to Japan, perhaps? So yeah, give us more information. We'll do our best. So we also have a newsletter. You can sign up for that in About Us section by clicking on newsletter sign up. So basically, Global Scholarship sends you, hi there, Sarthak, send you emails about like scholarship opportunities that are currently open, and usually they are kind of tailored to your specific situation, personalized emails, for example, where are you from, what do you want to study, perhaps. So yeah, those emails gave me a lot of information on like what opportunities that are open right now, so I can make contact on those as well. So yeah, this is Global Scholarships. Basically, it's completely free. As you can see, we have a search tool. If you want to find scholarships that are available for you, you can just come here. This is globalscholarship.com. This is homepage, so you don't have to like create an account or something. If you have something in mind, a country maybe, let's say you want to study in Germany, perhaps you can just click on the country and see all the scholarships that we have in our database. So scholarship results, our search tool basically gives you the scholarships that we have found from a lot of universities, about like, as I said, more than 4,000 scholarships. But these are the scholarships that are given by universities to new coming students. Okay, so if you want to go and study, let's say in Saarland University in Germany, there are other options, scholarship options that we might not have in our database, because maybe there are scholarships given from private institutions, given by again government, for example, something like DAAD scholarships, perhaps, or they might have, the university might have scholarships that are available for not freshmen, but already enrolled students, so they do not appear in our search tool. So keep that in mind. They have a lot of other opportunities as well. You can, like, for example, from here, you can click on the scholarship that you might be interested in. We have a lot of information, which we'll see in a second. Today we're gonna see every scholarship in University of Glasgow. That will give you an idea about like how our search tool and like scholarship pages work. So yeah, and then you can click on the university basically, and so yeah, can go and get more information about that. So Utkar says, very hard to get scholarship for an international applicant want to do his engineering undergraduation from Japan. From Japan or in Japan? I think you want to study in Japan, Utkarsh. So you want to study engineering as an undergraduate student in Japan. Well, is it very? Oh, I see. I see. So that was a question. Okay. So Utkarsh says, like, is it very difficult to get scholarship as an international student who wants to study engineering as an undergraduate student in Japan? What would you say, Ayman?
Um, yeah, well, all scholarships are competitive. That is a known fact. Um, there are a lot of steps that trump many applicants, and it's not really particularly easy to apply for a scholarship. because it's not just a matter of filling out a form and getting a scholarship and getting funding. It's way more than that. It's you as an individual they look at,
Mhm.
and not only in terms of academics, but also in terms of ambition, plans, and overall future projects you have. And all of that is taken into account. So you need to frame your application in such a way that reflects you as an individual and how you plan on using this funding to not only get an education, but what happens after that. And it's not really uh, that easy. So you need to take into account a lot of factors, and I think one place to get started is our section about um, scholarship recipients who have received scholarships before, and they tell you how they did that. And I think there's a wealth of information there as far as how the applicants framed their application, how they went about the application process. And I think you can learn a lot from those, more than any guide on the internet. So I think a good place to start is there. And as far as scholarships, I think the MEX scholarship is opening next month. So
Yeah.
uh, people should start preparing for that. It won't all be open for a long time. So if you're interested in studying in Japan and pursuing an undergraduate degree and getting a scholarship, the MEX scholarship is one of the best scholarships to go for, provided that your country is an eligible country.
So we used to be able to filter through scholarship success stories. I don't seem to be able to do that anymore. I remember being able to like filter for the country. Am I remembering
You
that wrong?
No, you can. It's just on top there.
Oh yeah,
I
okay,
mean,
okay. It
yeah.
is loaded a little later. So sorry. So yeah, hang on. Let me share the link with you too. Uh, Yeah, so okay, these are our scholarship recipients in Japan. You can see their stories as well. They share their stories. For example, you can click on any one of these people, and they tell their stories in a way like their journey, makes like the scholarship detail, how did they apply, how did they prepare, etc., etc. So Utkarsh, hang on, Sarthak, I'll come back to you in a second, but Utkarsh is following up with, I wanted to combine AI with quantum computing. I have studied basics of quantum mechanics in my high school, although my grades are not so great, as I got 75% in 12th grade and 87% in 10th. So yeah, my country is India. Okay, so if you want to study in Japan, we have a lot of information on Japan, studying in Japan in our both our YouTube channel and our website. You can use our search tool to find scholarships in Japan, which I shared the link with you, the first one, and then you can try to see the scholarship stories from Japan, which is the second link I shared with you. You can click on any of these people and see their stories, like what kind of scholarships they got. They also give you information about their like GPAs, like their other specifics as well. So okay, Sarthak says, I'm gonna get back to Utkarsh, but Sarthak says, yeah. Thank you very much, Sarthak. First of all, you guys opened. Thank you very much for being here. I doubt that in my country, our final 12th standard exams are still not done, and there is time we will get our results. So what do I do about submission of my grades while filling the scholarship? My doubt is that right now I don't have my results as my country exams are going on. So how do I fill my forms in which my grades are required? From the way I know it, usually when you apply to universities or apply to scholarships, you like first like you let them know that like you can apply to universities or scholarships if you're expected to be graduated in the next year, like during the same year. So like if you're in the 12th year, you can still apply. Eamon, how does it happen? How do they like give the university the expected results? I guess is there a standard procedure for that?
Yeah, that is exactly how it happens. So, if you expect to graduate, you just give the university an estimate of the grade you expect as well, to apply, and that's how it goes basically. So you just have to be more or less sure about your grade or the one that you're gonna get.
Yeah, I guess then when the expected results come in, I guess whether you get the scholarship kind of depends on whether your expected results are close to the real one, I guess. Okay, Utkarsh says, I have applied to KUAS, Waseda University, Nagoya University after seeing your video, but seeing confused apply in Ritsumeikan University as well as Temple University. So I don't think we've made videos on those universities, but Utkarsh, I can tell you that in the near future we're gonna start making way more tutorials, especially for universities in Japan. I'm not sure. I don't think we've made for Waseda or Nagoya University, but we're gonna start doing those too. It kind of like is based on their application periods, but yeah, we're gonna do more, and I will look at Ritsumeikan and Temple University. So yeah, you can expect to see tutorials for applications for those universities. Samar says, I'm from Syria and I got 3 conditional offers from UK universities and I need a scholarship for one of my offers. I got an offer from Glasgow University and University of East Anglia. Hi there, Karaku. Welcome back. It's great to see you in another live stream as well. So I think some of the scholarships are only available for applicants who have got unconditional offers, but I'm not sure how, like, what is the, what percentage of all scholarships are like that. Eamon, do you have any information about this specific one? They have 3 conditional offers from UK universities, and one of them is Glasgow University.
Yeah, funding in the UK is quite hard to come by as an international student. I think most universities only offer partial funding, and even those scholarships are very competitive. I think the most I've seen would be £5,000 for international students in form of scholarships. As you said, big scholarships like the Chevening, provided that they're applying for a master's degree, require unconditional offers from at least 2 universities in the UK, which they don't have, and the scholarship is open during the summer, so it's not open now. Yeah, I think it's quite difficult to get any form of funding to study in the UK. Um, Probably try to find external funding from external organizations, but other than that, universities don't offer great scholarships.
Yeah. Should I give my expected score in, for example, Romanian scholarship? Yeah, if you're talking about, I think we've done recently a tutorial on that, and I believe you can give your expected results. Woodcar says, what documents are generally required while you are filing form? So, like a lot of documents about your latest education are usually required, like your transcription, and other than that, it kind of really depends on the university and the country. For example, some universities in China even require you to give them like health documents, like documents showing that you are in good health as well. So it really kind of depends, but it usually, like, you can just go and, for example, see the last tutorial we've made. Like, there are timestamps and you can just click on the uploading documents part and see like maybe ID of some people that are like next of kin, like, or so, maybe your parents as well. So usually that for scholarship, what documents are required. Also, hang on. Thank you for my was appreciate. Thank you very much, Sarthak. If you have any other questions, what type of question they ask an interview for getting that particular scholarship. Which particular scholarship do you mean, Utkarsh? Okay, I've applied for Chevening scholarship. Samar says I'm from India. I'm from Syria. Applied for Chevening scholarship, and I'm waiting for emails and interviews. I got a lot of publications and Duolingo English certificates. So, what are the best full funded scholarships? So, if you mean the best scholarships that you could find in United Kingdom, hang on, do we have a page for United Kingdom? So in Europe, no, not in United Kingdom. So to see the best scholarships, there aren't that many great scholarships. Oh, Mext and Jesso. I'm gonna get back to you in a second, of course. You can type in United Kingdom here and see the scholarships that we have in our database. Again, these ones are the ones that are offered by the universities for freshmen. You can filter through here and sorry, yeah, this is United Kingdom, but it does this weird thing. Sorry. So let's say full funding. See, as you can see, there are like 32, but if you are looking for just bachelor ones, there are just 10. Let me share the link with you. You can look into these. Of course, if you want to get more information about Chevening, you can just go to our government scholarship section and choose Chevening here and get more information about that. If you have any other specific questions, we might be able to help you a little better. So Utkar says, what type of documents and are required, and what type of questions are asked in interview for Mext? You can also get a lot of information from our page for Mext. Yeah, there it is. Ayman, would you like to add something about this? Like maybe if you have something specific in mind that would give them an insight. So the last one I shared is the link for our page for Mext. So you might want to look into that too. Ayman?
So yeah, for scholarships, they generally ask for letters of recommendation, a letter of motivation. Usually there's an essay, your CV. Yeah, so for Japan, they ask for a medical certificate as well, to prove that you're in good health. For students applying for research programs, they need to submit a research proposal, maybe previous publications. So that only applies for or to PhD students. Yeah, so other than that, it's just very standard. There's always an application form and a few of these documents. I think the hardest ones to get are probably the letters of recommendation, because you need to get in touch with your previous teachers and have them write those for you. Sometimes they need to submit them themselves, or sometimes the scholarship allows you to submit them. But it just depends. Um, as far as the UK, yes, there aren't many fully funded scholarships, and I think the big ones are the Chevening, the Commonwealth shared scholarships, or the other Commonwealth scholarships. And I'm not sure if people from Syria qualify for those. There's the Grace scholarships, which cover 10K pounds, but other than those, there aren't many fully funded scholarships. And if there are, usually they are offered to specific countries, so they're not open to everyone. And since they
Right.
applied for the Chevening, I think they're looking for a master's scholarship.
Right, yeah, you're right. Um, so, okay. Summer says, I applied for Geneva University and someone told me that if you got an offer, you'll be considered automatically for a scholarship. Is that true? Yes, some universities do have scholarships. We don't have information about Geneva University in our database. Could be that because maybe that's not like offered to a freshman, But there are some universities that will automatically consider every incoming student for a specific scholarship. Usually they're not very comprehensive, like great scholarships. Sometimes it's just like tuition discount, maybe a cash award or something like that. Usually they're partial funding, but yes, there are scholarships that are kind of like you will be automatically considered. I think we're gonna see a couple of those today in Glasgow University if we can get over the question, like the question Q&A stuff. So for in India to get scholarship, you need to get 80% marks in your 10th or 11th or 12th. But I'm confused in which of them do you have to score more than 80% in, okay, or hang on. So you mean that this is the case for mixed scholarship, right? This is like this entire question is about mixed scholarship. Eamon, do you know about anything about this one? Like to get the mixed scholarship from India, you need to have 80% marks.
I think there is some truth to that because I remember reading one of the published stories on the website about this. Like someone made a point about having 80%. So I think there is truth to that, but I don't think it particularly applies to India, but I think it's just global. But
Yeah,
I wouldn't say that for a fact, yeah.
okay, so this is a little annoying. It doesn't let me type in. I can just type, yeah, it one word. So yeah, I shared the link with you for like scholarship stories. You can look into those, and I guess in one of them. So for example, this person from India. This person is also from India. But or these, yeah. For example, this is a person that got from India, and they earned a mixed scholarship. You can read about this, their story. I don't think there's anything about 80% in here. So this is the university they've got into. Maybe let's look into this one. So this is high school, 96%. Mexico requires GPA to be above high school. So yeah, you can look into these too. That might be a real thing. I'm very confused because they have changed the rule recently. What do you think is the best scholarship in Romania and without application fee for Syria? I have a good CV, but I found out that my only chance, I guess, is funding my offer because I got a lot of offers, but no funding. I don't know a lot of scholarships in Romania other than Romanian government scholarship, for which we've recently made a tutorial. Is there any scholarships about that application in Australia and Germany? I got all the documents for any scholarship, but I have some difficulties to find a full funded ones for Syrian. So first of all, there aren't that many scholarships in Germany if you're looking for fully funded. So in Germany, you usually don't have to pay any tuition. The education is free. You have to just pay a semester fee, like it's about 300-400 euros per semester. But because of that, they don't usually give you full funding scholarships. Maybe you can look into the AD scholarships, the government scholarships, or some other institution like external scholarships as well. For Australia, of course, to be able to get those scholarships too, you will have to apply to the university, which will probably require you to pay an application fee. And in Australia, I don't know that many. So, hang on. You can look into our search tool to find scholarships in Australia, but I don't think we have a filter for seeing scholarships without any application fees. Eamon, do you have any information about this one?
Yeah, so generally the scholarships offered by governments are the ones to go for if you don't want to pay any application fees. So yeah, in Germany it's the DAAD, in Australia it's the Australia Award Scholarships. But I think most other scholarships would involve a fee, maybe not to apply for the scholarship itself, but if it's offered by a university, you need to apply for admission,
Yeah.
which definitely involves a fee. Um, yeah, so I think both the AAD and the Australia Award scholarships are offered to students globally. There are no restrictions in that regard, so you can apply for them as a Syrian student. Other than that, in Germany, there aren't, as you said, there aren't fully funded scholarships offered by universities because education is already free. But in Australia, you can find fully funded scholarships, but that involves a fee, of course, to apply for admission at the
Yeah.
university.
Although to keep in mind, some universities do give you a application fee waiver based on your situation. So like you can look into those as well. But it's not. I don't think it's like there are a lot of universities that do that. Also, I don't think it is quite guaranteed that you will get a application fee waiver. You will probably have to pay for applying to the university. So yeah, keep that in mind. Hang on, do we have? I'm gonna try to look and see if we have any information on free application universities in Australia. But yeah, so again, Utkarsh, I would advise you to look at the stories. For example, another Max Scholarship recipient from Japan, from India. Let's see. So their GPA is 7%, 7.8. So maybe they can give us information about now. So I think it was this one. So they say you have to get like above 50, like 65 to 70%. Max requires GPAs to be above 70% in high school. Do you know any universities that give full funded scholarship so I can apply university directly and consider automatically for a scholarship? I cannot, off the top of my head, remember full funding scholarships that that you are automatically considered. So, if like look at those, Utkarsh, and if you cannot find any information about that, maybe we'll have more time to look into that. So yeah, you can come back and ask if you cannot find the information. I don't remember from the top of my head any full funded scholarships that are like you're automatically considered. Eamon, do you know any one of those?
I think we have an article dedicated to to automatic scholarships, that you can
Hang on,
check out.
let me try and find the link for that. Uh,
I'll just send you the link and you
all right,
can
that we go.
share. Yeah.
So hang on a second, Samar or Samir. Okay. So automatic
Uh,
scholarships.
although just to make the point, I'm not sure. I think they're interested in a graduate degree, but automatic scholarships in the US are usually offered to undergraduate students, and I believe that most of these, if not all, are offered to undergraduate students.
Yeah, could be. I'm gonna share the link with you, Samir, so you can look into this further. Utkarsh, we have kind of made a couple of videos about some free application universities. I think we made at least one for United States where we show a couple of those. I think there were like more than 30 universities in United States with free application. In the video we cover about like maybe 7 or 8 because of the time. But you will find in the description the link. No, not only in the description, but in the comment section, in the pinned comment, the link to see that guide where you will see a lot of other universities as well with free application. What do you think are this best scholarship for a Syrian student? I mean, I need something that the acceptance rate is high. I'm talking about master's degree. Um, okay, so So let's see. Yeah, I think all of these are freshmen. Yeah, masters. Okay, great. And also there are, I think there is one video in also for South Korea. I don't think we have an article about Japan, but I'm gonna look that up too. Uh, yeah, Samir. So if you're talking about master's degree, um, and so do we have any? Okay. Thank you very much, Utkarsh. You're very welcome. Ayman. Utkarsh says thank you too as well. So, Ayman, do we have any information or do you have any insights for a Syrian student specifically for
Not
masters?
really. I don't think there's any favoritism to a certain nationality when it comes to awarding scholarships. Um, and automatic scholarships are quite hard to come by at a master's level because at that point, most scholarships would be merit based. So they would look into your previous academic records in order to determine whether you qualify for a scholarship rather than at an undergraduate level where they can award scholarships based on not only academic merit but also financial need, which is quite not the same for master's degrees. Um, yeah, so I think you, I don't think that's a question to ask about scholarships that would be good for a specific nationality. Yes, there are countries that are targeting certain markets, and these are very few. It could be universities as well, so they target or they have a quota for students from a specific country, so
Mhm.
they offer scholarships to that one specific country, but that's not very common. Most scholarships are just offered based on the student's academic merit. So if you have good grades and a good academic record, uh, you have great chances of securing a scholarship, regardless of where you're from.
Of course, Utkarsh, you can leave. Um, we'll be here if you come back again during the live stream, or we'll be here next Friday. If you have any other questions, by the way, I think the best place to find a question, an answer to your question about a specific scholarship or about a university is in our website. We have at the bottom of every page a comment section where you can leave your questions as comments. And Hyunli, who is the founder of Global Scholarships, he answers every single question that is left here. I genuinely have not seen a single question here that went unanswered. So, like, if I had a question about any scholarship or any university, this is where I would put my question. So keep that in mind. And can you give me your LinkedIn? We do not have a LinkedIn, do we?
Mm. Yes, we do. It's just global scholarship.
Oh, right. So, yeah, it's global scholarships in LinkedIn. I'm sorry, I'm not really familiar with that side of the issue. So, yeah, we'll be here when you come back. Okay, so, um, great, great. So today we're going to talk about. We'll see every single scholarship in University of Glasgow. So, University of Glasgow is a very famous, very prestigious university in Scotland. It is like, I guess it's the largest university in Scotland too. If you do not know, it's in Glasgow. Like, obviously, it's 35,000 students. We're gonna see a couple of scholarships today. There are five. There are in total about 8 scholarships. As you can see here, we're gonna see those. But first, we're gonna get a little like basic information about the university. Basically, first of all, let's see like where the university is and what it looks like. So yeah, this is the university. It's in Glasgow. It's a very old university. So a very old and very prestigious university, and has like in its alumni a lot of great people. from like history, from Calvin to James Watt. There are so many people that have made history in this university. So yeah, it's a great university. A lot of people want to study in it, but of course, it's not it is a very competitive university. Like it's not very easy to get in. Also, we're gonna see in a second, Scotland is not exactly very affordable to study in as well. So yeah, this is the university. It's a great university if you want to study in Europe, in United Kingdom. So yeah, so this is the university. You can get more information about. Let me share the link with you actually about the information from our page, from the like admission process, the deadlines. As you can see, we have the tuition fee here, about 20 to 30,000 pounds, which is not as high as what you would see in United States usually, or maybe Canada and Australia, but it is pretty much kind of up there. It is really on the expensive side of things, especially compared to places like Germany, where you don't have to pay tuition fees, or a lot of universities in France, or in Japan, or in Korea, or China. Oh, Samir has another question. What do you think about Erasmus Mundus scholarship, and do you know any scholarships for Duolingo English test, or IELTS, or TOEFL? What are the cheapest universities to study in the United Kingdom? So, what do you mean by any scholarship for Duolingo English test or IELTS or TOEFL? Can you give us a little more information about the that part of the question? While Eamon, what do you think about Erasmus Mundus? I think it will be like a general opinion.
Yeah, it remains one of the best scholarships in Europe, I think. Um, if you're interested in studying in multiple countries in Europe, that's the scholarship for you. Most programs are offered in different campuses with partner universities. So sometimes it's two, sometimes it's up to probably four countries that you could study in, um, depending on the program. It's a fully funded scholarship. I think most of the people who have been part of the program uh, have high praises, and they really recommend going for the scholarship. I think most universities around the world advertise the Erasmus Mundus on their campus for their students to apply. So um, it is a great scholarship if you're looking for a fully funded opportunity as uh, a graduate student or a master's student. As far as language proficiency scholarships are concerned for master's students, I don't think they're as abundant as they are for undergraduate students. Um, Probably I would look into South Korea for such opportunities, but I'm not quite sure if they're offered at graduate level. Maybe they are. I think there are a few, so you can look into that. But elsewhere, it's not really uh, an option to apply for scholarships that are only based on your language proficiency score.
All right.
I think
Right.
for uh, universities in the UK, ever since Brexit, I think uh, the tuition rates have been quite high in most universities, but I think there are a few that could be slightly cheaper than others, but it won't be by much. It will always be too expensive.
Um, so yeah, I've shared the link with you, Samir, for our article on the cheapest universities in United Kingdom. IRS asks, is it really hard to get such scholarship? Yeah, like a lot of good scholarships, a lot of very comprehensive and great scholarships, they are usually very competitive because people kind of apply from all around the world. So, um, is there some scholarships that make a fee waiver for English test. I don't think I understand this question, Ayman. Can you get it?
Yeah, I think I already answered that. It's
Okay,
scholarships that give you a waiver based on your English proficiency score.
I see.
Yeah, so
Oh, I see.
at
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
mass,
That's
yeah,
sorry. Yes, yes, yeah. Now I understand what you meant. Okay.
yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, back to University of Glasgow. So yeah, we have a lot of scholarships in here too, and you might be thinking how much does it cost to study in University of Glasgow? Well, for that they do have an answer, an estimation, and let me see. So as you can see, their estimation is you will have to spend between 11 to 1700 pounds per month. So yeah, it is way more expensive than a lot of other places that you would be able to study. For example, a lot of places in Asia will cost you way less than this. I think, for example, in Germany, if you want to study, it will cost you something between like 800 900 euros. Usually that's what universities estimate. In Japan, we've done a lot of videos on that too, like in how much would it cost you to study in China, in Japan, in Korea. Like usually you won't get up to this level on their estimations too. Obviously, if you spend a lot, it'll cost you a lot. But like a normal student budget, in a lot of other places it would be less than this. So yeah, it is kind of expensive to study in University of Glasgow. Scotland is not a very affordable or a very cheap place to live in anyway. Do you want to think about Mex? We've done a lot, like we talked about Mex a lot. If you have any specific questions, Aras, maybe you can ask that, or you can go back and watch that part. We also made a video about that. Hang on. Did I lose Eamon? Oh. Hang on a second. So, by the way, let me share the link with you. We do have a guide for Max Scholarship. Basically, this is our top government scholarships guide. So you can click on any one of these and go and see, like, get more information about that scholarship. Let me share the link with you so you can get a lot of information from that. So Eamon is, hang on, he's giving me information. Are there scholarships you shared for Glasgow University or enough? Are those scholarships, if I applied for all of them, to waive all the fees in addition to cost of living? So first thing we're gonna see is no, unfortunately not. So you will see we have about 8 scholarships and only one of them is full funding, and I think it's gone. Other than that, they're usually partial funding. We have 1 full tuition scholarship. We have external scholarships here as well. So yeah, we're gonna see those. But usually, Samir, like tuition fees are really high, and Glasgow University is very expensive. So like, we're gonna see these scholarships in a second, but like too long didn't read, like TLDR, yeah, it's usually not enough to cover. Just forced me, date was an option. So okay, Eamon is having an issue with Windows. So I think he'll be back. Like apparently there's a Windows update, and like kind of it forced an update. So I guess he won't be here for a little while. And meanwhile, while we wait for Eamon, let's see the scholarships. Okay, so now for undergraduates, unfortunately, there are not that many scholarships, and the scholarships that we have are not great. So we have 2 scholarships for undergraduates here. Again, remember that these scholarships are the scholarships that are coming from that are given from the universities to incoming students. Can I get more than 1 scholarship in the same time for University of Glasgow? That is very unlikely, Samir. Usually because like they are for like universities want to give those financial aids to like most people, like as many as possible. So yeah, usually you will not. A lot of scholarships won't even let you apply if you have another scholarship already. So yeah, we have undergraduate excellence scholarships and we have EU Welcome Board. So undergraduate excellence scholarships, as you can see, this is a partial scholarship. Usually, now these both are automatic scholarships, meaning that you are considered for the scholarship without applying to the university. So if you're admitted to the, sorry, without applying to the scholarship. So if you're admitted to the university, you will be automatically considered for these. And these are the eligible nations. As you can see, let's see, Indian is here, right? Yeah. So basically, this is a £7,000 tuition fee discount annually, which means instead of paying about like £20,000, you will have to pay about like 13,000, maybe 14,000, or the best scholarships that accept the language test as a language proficiency. Hang on. I don't think we have a like guide or article on that. Like we don't have a filter. I think we're gonna have to wait for Eamon to come back, and I kind of doubt that even he will have a specific answer for that. There are some scholarships. Usually, you should look at the universities that accept Duolingo English test for like language requirements. I think there are some universities in Taiwan that does that, that do that, but I'm not sure in any in Europe. So yeah. This is for international students or EU students. So basically, you have like international or EU fee status. If you do not come from like a EU country, you're an international student, so you can apply for this. Offered a place in one of the eligible undergraduate programs showing academic excellence based on A level or IB grades before starting at the university. So basically, if you apply to the university, if you get in as an undergraduate student, you will be considered for this. And if you get this, there aren't like number limits. If you are a good student, they might give you this, so you don't really compete with other students. So this is a £7,000 annual discount. So every year, instead of paying $20,000 pounds, you will pay about 13,000. So you can click here to go and see the information directly from the university, but their page isn't working right now. So yeah, this is the first one for undergraduates, and the second, unfortunately, is for EU countries. So this is a £5,000 discount on tuition, which is renewable every year. So the difference between annual discount and renewable every year means that so like some scholarships are given like you have to get the numbers, like get the grades and etc to get the scholarship, but when you get the scholarship, it's done. So yeah, like, you don't have to keep a high GPA or something to have it every year. But if it's a renewable scholarship, you have to renew it every year. Like you have to have high degrees and like be a good student every year. And this is for EU status and accepted eligible undergraduate taught programs. So you can see those by clicking here and going to the universities page. And these are the eligible countries and these are eligible programs. Can you tell the difference between admission through embassy and admission through university? So if you're asking for Japanese scholarships, usually like it kind of it's a little bit self-explanatory. So hang on, actually we have more information about that on I think we've made a tutorial about Doshisha University in Japan. Basically, you can apply for both from university and embassy. Basically, if you apply through an embassy, you go to the embassy that you have in your country and apply through them, and you give the documents and etc. to those embassy, and then you can apply for many other universities as well. But if you apply directly to a university, it's usually these are for government scholarships. If you do that, you can only apply for that specific university. So you cannot apply for a lot of other universities as well. You apply for a scholarship for people. Apply for a scholarship for people. I'm not sure what that means, Samir. Can you give me a little bit more information? Hang on. So I'm trying to find find out if Eamon will be back. So yeah, you're welcome, Eras. I think like next week, next Wednesday, we'll do a tutorial about Korean government scholarships, and after that is coming probably next Japanese government scholarships. Tune in for that. Because on both sides we're gonna see like how embassy option and university option works. Okay, so Eamon. Okay, yeah, Eamon is here. All right. Eamon, can you hear me? I think your microphone is muted.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. I'm hoping you're also audible on live stream. Guys, can you hear Eamon? Eamon? So what do you think about this? Like, do you have any specific insight? Like, do you want to give us about difference between admission through embassy and admission through university?
Would that be for next or Global Korea Scholarship or? So for what particular scholarship? I think it's probably the same. So to apply through the embassy, and to apply to the university is it's more or less the same, but it's quite different in a few ways. Each embassy and university has a specific quota for the scholarship. So and for specific countries. So say you're from, I don't know, Syria. The embassy, the Japanese embassy in Syria would have like 3 spots for scholarships, and universities would have, I would say, maybe 20 spots for students from Syria. So I think it just depends on you and how you want to go about the application process. Sometimes it's better to apply through the embassy and then let the embassy place you at a university that would be suitable for you. But sometimes it's better to just apply for the universities yourself uh, because of your research. So you would know what university is better for you and would align with your objectives, and you can apply to those specific universities. Like either way is fine, but I would always prefer the university track over the embassy track because of the limited number of spots the embassies get. But that would be just me. Maybe one could be better than the other. Maybe they're just the same. But if I were to apply, I would use the university track.
Okay, Samir, now I get what you mean. So no, we do not. We do have a service consultancy service that help, like in which we help people with their applications, like scholarship applications, university applications, and etc. But it is right now. Normally, it's here under the About Us section, consultancy, and but it's not open right now because like we have enough people in the program, and we would like to really be able to like give them enough time to be able to for that service to mean anything. So yeah, right now we're not accepting new applications to our consultancy service. I only heard admission through university for master, not UG. Do you have any information about that, Eamon? I think.
I think
Yeah,
embassy
go
is
ahead.
open for both. I think even
Yeah,
undergraduate
I guess so.
students can now
Again,
apply through the
IRS,
embassy.
next week and the week after that, we'll probably post videos on both JKS and GKS and next tutorials. So tune in for those. Like we're gonna see both the embassy option and the university option as well. So, Eamon, what would you like to say about undergraduate scholarships? Maybe you've seen. Sorry, you would be able to watch while I'm not sure you would be able to though. So yeah, how about you start off with some general information about the University of Glasgow? Maybe you have something to say about studying in Scotland. They do have two undergraduate scholarships, and unfortunately, they're both partial funding and just like 500, 5,000, 7,000 pounds tuition fee discounts. Other than that, they don't have great scholarships for undergraduates. So, what would you like to say in general?
Yeah, in general, studying in the UK is quite expensive, so that
Yeah.
applies to England, and it applies to Scotland. Maybe Wales to a lesser extent, but it remains
Yes.
uh quite expensive. Scholarships are not as available as they would be in other countries. Most scholarships, as is the case for Glasgow universities, or sorry, university, are partially funded. They don't exceed £7,500, and I
Hmm.
think in the best cases they would be £10,000. But other than that, most scholarships are just there to help you or help students remedy the tuition fees to an extent where they would be paying the same as domestic students. For the most part, I think domestic students pay 9K a year and international students pay around 14 to 20. And that 5K would drop the 14 to 9, or it would, for example, if it's 7,500, it would drop a 16 to also a 9 and so forth. So it always brings the tuition fees down to domestic tuition fees. But other than that, they don't really uh, give you scholarships that are meaningful in such a way that they fully cover the tuition fees or more than that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so that's, I think, the approach of the United Kingdom to education, and there's nothing international students can do about it. So if you're well off, you can study in the UK. Uh, if not, it's quite difficult to get into any of these universities without meaningful funding that you have yourself or from an external source. Yeah, so other than that, the University of Glasgow, as you said, is the largest university in Scotland and is probably one of the top three, next to the University of Edinburgh and
Hmm.
the University of Aberdeen.
All right. So, IRS, that kind of depends. It's better to do yeah, undergraduate in home country or foreign country. Kind of really depends on your situation. That's a very broad question. If you give us a little bit like specifics, kind of depends on what you want to study, where do you want to study, where you're from. Like if you make the question a little bit more specific, we can help you a little better because that is a very broad question. So, yeah, for undergraduates, we don't have that many great scholarships here. In okay, I'm gonna get back to you in a second, Pets by AI. Graduate scholarships. There's one. Okay, we have like six graduate scholarships. Most of them are partial funding. One is full tuition. One is full funding. Unfortunately, the full funding one apparently is not available anymore. So yeah, so this was the best scholarship that you would be able to get in this university, and like we've made a video about this one as well. It was a great scholarship that gives you free tuition, yearly bursary of up to £15,000 and 750 annual research support. It was for economics and was given to master's students. It is a great scholarship. It was a great scholarship, and it's not available anymore, unfortunately. So this was MREs and PhD in economics studentship. I'm not sure like there's any reason to still talk about this one. Maybe if it comes back, we'll update our video. Other than that, we have School of Computing Science, Postgraduate Research Excellence Bursaries. Again, these are also partial funding scholarships. This is for, as you can see, these are the eligible nationalities. It gives you £10,000 worth of tuition reduction per year. Again, if you have an idea of like combining different scholarships, usually you cannot get more than just one scholarship. It's kind of against the spirit of giving scholars in need scholarships. So like a lot of scholarships don't even let you apply for them if you already have another scholarship. So yeah, this is £10,000 worth of tuition reduction per year. An excellent undergraduate honors degree or master's degree in computer science holder. So yeah, this is just for computer science, by the way, and able to provide details on relevant skills and experience related to your postgraduate research degree, incoming students who have not started their PhD studies at the University of Glasgow. So yeah, this is the application process. And again, if you have any questions, you can leave them here. So the official scholarship page, you can get more information here. We have eligible countries and regions. Eligible programs is just, as you can see, computing science. So yeah, this is, by the way, every year for 3 years, and you can see how to apply here. I'm from Pakistan. I completed 12th grade with 85 percentage, and I want to pursue medicine degree for bachelor. Suggest best and affordable country as well as scholarship. It says Pets by AI. Study that good. I'm not affordable country is Georgia for you. I'm also considering Georgia for medicine, and it's fee around $4,000 per year. If you want to pursue engineering, then I think it's 2,500. Okay, so your question is, you're from Pakistan, completed 12th grade with 85 percentage, want to pursue medicine degree for bachelor's, best and affordable country as well as scholarship. Ayman, what would you say about this one? Also, they're asking, is Spain good or not?
There are many countries that you can consider. You can consider countries in Asia like Japan and South Korea, but the 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 living cost would be quite high depending on where you're studying. I think the cheapest options would be probably in Eastern Europe, like Romania or Georgia or Hungary. These are countries with great quality of education and uh, cheap living costs, as well as tuition fees. You can get scholarships in these countries, but they're for the most part offered by the government, like the Hungary government scholarship or the Romanian government scholarship. I don't know about Georgia. I don't think they have a government scholarship, but tuition is quite affordable. Spain is, of course, a good country to pursue a degree. I don't know about the English taught medical degrees. I have no idea if they're offered in most universities in Spain. Um, but the cost of living remains quite high, as it is in Western Europe, and most countries in Western Europe are quite expensive. Um, yeah, so there are many options. You just have to choose one of these countries, apply to as many universities as you can, and see uh, how it goes, see what the application process is like, familiarize yourself with it. And once you apply to one university or two, uh, you can apply to as many as you can, because now you know how things go, and
Mhm.
you would know exactly what to do. It wouldn't be that foreign of a process. it would be just as simple as getting your documents together, uh, which you have done before, and then just filling out an application process, or sorry, an application form, and you can improve your chances of getting admitted to any university by just applying to as many as you can. Of course, sometimes there are fees involved, but sometimes universities are application, so the application uh, is free, and you can apply for those if you're not willing to pay any fees.
All right, so Samir, I just shared a link to our global universities, our guide for global universities without any application fee. Also, we have a couple of videos on free application universities in United States and I believe in South Korea in our YouTube channel. You can look at those. So Pets by AI says, please explain about Spain. That, yeah, by the way, I shared a link with you for our like YouTube video about best medicine schools for in Spain. Please explain about Spain, that after 12th grade, how can one move towards Spain for medicine? Also, should I do application process by myself or through any agent? What do you think, Ayman? Medicine Spain application.
I mean, I talked briefly about that. I'm not sure if there are many universities that offer English taught medical degrees.
Mhm.
Usually, medicine is a subject that is taught in the country's native language in most countries. So there are a few universities that offer them in English, but I don't know specifically about Spain.
Right.
As far as applying yourself or through an agent, it just depends on you and how confident you are in applying. If there are a lot of fees involved in the application and you don't want to waste those fees just because you think you would make mistakes, I think going through an agency is not that bad of an idea. But if you think that you can do it yourself and you can follow instructions, which are usually very clear on the university's website, you're more than likely to apply yourself and be fine.
Right. So yeah, IRS. IRS says, I'm from India. I want to do undergraduate in computer science and data science in English language. They ask us whether we have like any idea about it. Is it better to study in home or study abroad? Like, do you have anything you want to say about this?
And I mean, I always say that this is just an individual thing.
Mm-hmm.
There is no better or worse. Like whatever choice you make would be yours to make, and depends on your aspirations and what you want to do. Some people are more comfortable pursuing an undergraduate degree in their home country, and then pursuing a master's degree abroad once they feel confident enough to just leave their country, live by themselves in a foreign country. Some other students just want to do it right off when pursuing an undergraduate degree. It just depends on you as an individual and what you want. So there is no right or wrong choice here.
Sorry, yeah, sorry. Um, So Pets by Eye. So do you have any information or opinion on like studying medicine in Georgia or maybe in Bosnia? Amen.
Oh, sorry, was that me?
Yeah.
Oh,
So one of our viewers asked about like they want to study medicine and they shortlisted their three countries: Spain, which you already answered, and there are also Bosnia and Georgia. Like, do you have any information or opinion about studying medicine in those countries?
um, I know that Georgia is a good country for medical degrees, and I think they're working on their education system as far as that's concerned. I think many universities are opening uh medical degrees, and they're all waiting for accreditation. And I think that was 1, 2 years ago, which I assume they have got it by now. Uh, so that makes Georgia a good option. I have no information about Bosnia, so you'll have to do your research concerning that specific country. But yeah, so most of these countries are affordable. Spain could be affordable as far as education, but it remains quite expensive uh, when you live there. So the living situation uh, is expensive. So don't let tuition fees let you or lead you to believe that Spain is an affordable country. It is quite expensive to live in.
Okay, thank you. So Insha, we have a couple of videos about those in our YouTube channel. Like you can look into that, or like yeah, or like if you have any specific questions, because that's a very broad question. If you have any specifics, we might be able to help you a little better. Should I test my documents because I didn't get any proper video on YouTube? How should I test my documents? Iman, are there any specific things that you want to say about this, or maybe you could ask them to be a bit more specific?
Yeah, that's too broad of a question. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. If you can be a little bit more specific, Iras, we might be able to help you better. Okay, so let's get back to our subject, which is University of Glasgow. So we have other scholarships as well. For example, the third one is this is a full tuition scholarship. This is pretty much the best scholarship you could get on this university. Again, there's one full funding scholarship, but it is cancelled for some reason. And this is full funding, African Excellence Award at University of Glasgow. Only 15 people get this. Eligible nations are, as you can see, they're here. There are no specific subjects. You can apply through any subject for this one. It covers full tuition fee waiver. So if you want to study, if you're from Africa and you want to study in University of Glasgow, this covers that like 20 to 25,000 pounds tuition fee completely. Of course, you need to cover your living costs yourself, which can also go up to like 20,000 pounds a year. But this covers your tuition fee. To be able to get this, you need to show academic excellence and have received a UK first class honors equivalent grades. Assessed for international, so basically, you need to be an international student and holder of an offer for a 1-year postgraduate program. So yeah, and we have application process here. If you want, you can click on official scholarship page to see to get more information. As you can see, eligibility and eligible countries and regions, eligible programs, they're all here. There are a lot. And how to apply. Click on apply button to complete the scholarship application. A deadline to apply, here's the deadline, etc., etc. For more information, you can inquire here. So yeah, this is one of the best scholarships that you will see in this university. This is for obviously for graduates. And then we have a School of Computing Science International Excellent Award. So yes, computing science, as you can see, they have some more than others, which is pretty much the same with this one. Study cost £10,000, £10,000. These are the eligible nationalities. Computer science, data science, information technology. Here's the number of recipients. And yeah, so yeah, this is about £10,000 towards study costs. And this is for both international and European Union students, holder of conditional, or for example, this one accept conditional ones. Again, not a great scholarship, usually great, like the best scholarships you need to have an unconditional offer. So conditional or unconditional offer for a computing science postgraduate taught program at the university. We have the deadlines here. There is no separate application. You just need to be admitted to the university for this kind of program. You can click here to go and see official scholarship page. Oh, this one is also not available. Well, that's a bummer. Okay, so Eamon, do you have any information about why these are no longer available, or will they be coming back? I mean, this is kind of similar to postgraduate research excellence bursary, but like this one, the first scholarship that we've seen, MREs and PhD in economic studentships, like this is the only full funding scholarship, and now it's gone. Do you have any information about that?
I think they periodically update the information, and around this time of the year, they update their scholarships for the next fall semester. So that could be the case, and sometimes the scholarships are just discontinued, they're no longer offered. So we'll just have to wait and see. But I think since the page kind of exists, probably they're just updating the information.
All right, thank you. Insha, study medical in Japan is better or in Korea? So first of all, about KAIST scholarship, we've made a video about that. Even if you go to our page and just like type in KAIST, you'll get a lot of information about the scholarship. You can just like do this. So go type in KAIST. Is it? Yeah. And so here you can see the scholarships. We have a tutorial, application tutorial, which like when you apply to the university, you can also apply directly for the scholarship. And yeah, you can click on here and see the scholarship, tuition fees, financial aid, medical health insurance. And we also made a video about that. You can see that too. And like we also made videos about how much it costs to study there. Eamon, do you want to say anything about like whether it is better to study medical in Japan or in Korea? Do you have any specific insight about that?
I think both are great options. I wouldn't really prefer one over the other. It's just it would come down to personal preference, I guess, and what culture would suit you the most as an individual, like to live there and to be comfortable.
Yeah.
That's what it would come down to, because both offer great education, and I don't think one is objectively better than the other.
All right, thank you. So let's see the two last scholarships in this university, and then I'll get back to your questions. So the fifth one is an international leadership scholarship. Again, this is partial funding. These are the eligible nationalities. None of these scholarships are for everyone, but as you can see, this is a very long list of nationalities. So this is again a £10,000 worth of tuition discount. Basically, again, it is a tuition discount. There aren't that many. Yeah, the university does not offer you a lot of benefits, like a lot of financial aid. This is another master level tuition discount. There are no specific subjects or anything, showing academic excellence and acquired equivalent, pretty much the same. Study one of the postgraduate taught programs, pretty much the same. Or again, yeah, these are kind of like very similar to each other. We have the application procedure here, which is, sorry, we have the deadlines here, and there is no separate application. Again, this is an automatic scholarship in the sense that you will be automatically considered when you get to the program. And you can click here to go and see about not found. Yeah, not really all that great much of an information from this university about their scholarships. And now the last one is Vice Chancellor EU Award, which is another partial scholarship. It covers, as you can see, so this is a little bit more intricate. There are no specific subjects. So yeah, so this is only for EU students though. This is like £8,000 discount on tuition fee for College of Arts, 10,000 for College of Science and Engineering, College of Medical, veterinary and life sciences, and College of Social Science students, and £12,000 discount on tuition fee for students selected Adam Smith Business School program. So, by the way, if you do not know, University of Glasgow is Adam Smith's university. Like he is among the alumni. Again, so pretty much the same. Just this is for EU students. If you're from EU, which I do know for a fact that most of you are not, if you're from any EU country, you can enjoy these this tuition discounts. Again, you don't have to apply for this, no separate application. So these are the deadlines. You just apply to the university, and they don't have. Okay, so this, yeah, not doing that great of a job giving out information about their scholarships. So, Ayman, these were all the graduate scholarships in this university. Again, not that, like, there was just one full funding, which is not available right now, one full tuition, which is okay, like, which is still available, and it's great that it's for people from Africa. The others are partial, some of them are up, some of them are down, some of them we cannot really find information on. What would you want to finish, like, want to end about graduate scholarships in this university?
Yeah, so they're, I think, more generous than the undergraduate scholarships. And I think this is the approach here. They're more interested in graduate students who
Yeah.
have already had shown their potential as undergraduate students. They can see potential in them as potential researchers, and that's where UK universities are investing their funds as far as scholarships are concerned. You wouldn't really find much funding at the undergraduate level like you would in countries like the US, where fully funded scholarships are very common, even in smaller universities. And they're offered sometimes based on financial need alone. So they don't even uh I wouldn't say that your academic records don't matter, but uh the financial need is uh the reason you get funding, not any kind of merit. So uh that wouldn't be the case in the UK. I think it's just quite the opposite, where most of the funds are allocated to graduate students. And although these scholarships are uh, very few, uh, the University of Glasgow probably is one of the very few universities that have scholarships that are this generous. I don't think you will find many universities in the UK that offer fully funded or full tuition scholarships, even to graduate students. Um, but I guess uh, the University of Glasgow would be a good choice for students who want to study in the UK, especially graduate students who are looking for full tuition scholarships. Maybe there will be a fully funded scholarship once their website is updated. Um, but uh, it could be very well be the case that the scholarship was discontinued and no longer available.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Okay, guys, these were the scholarships that are given by the university. Hi, Roy. Welcome back for another live stream. So, other than that, we have external scholarships. Now, I'm not going to go through go over external scholarships in detail because these are not specific to this university. So, like, they go for, like, they're pretty much the same for every other university in the United Kingdom that they are available in. So we're gonna see them very quickly. We have one UK Research and Innovation PhD scholarship, which is offered by the government, and it's partial funding. As you can see, this is the scholarship coverage: $5,000 to pounds to tuition fees and minimum stipend which is weird that they give you a lot of stipend, but they do not cover your tuition fees. And we have Commonwealth PhD scholarship for high income countries. So yeah, it's full funding. It's for PhD, covers tuition fees, round trip airfare ticket, paid airfare ticket for a midterm visit, up to 1,000. So this is pretty much the highest, like higher level that you would spend studying here. Clothing, travel. It's a very generous scholarship that goes to high income countries. We have Commonwealth PhD scholarship. It's pretty much the same, but it's not specifically for high income countries. Again, covers pretty much the same thing: full tuition, round trip, stipend, clothing allowance, family allowances. We have, as always, chevening, which you can get more information through our government scholarships section. It's full funding for masters, covers tuition fees, monthly stipend, which covers accommodation and living expenses, economy flight, departure, visa fees, and tuberculosis test, if applicable. Interesting. And then we have Erasmus Mundus Joint Master Scholarship. It's full funding for masters, tuition fees, living allowance, visa fees, travel cost. So yeah, you can click on any one of these and see them in way more detail. And if you have any questions, you can just leave your questions at the bottom of our page. We have Commonwealth Shared Scholarships, full funding for masters, covers tuitions, thesis grant, living allowance. So these numbers are fixed, by the way. Usually when these are given to graduate students, they have to be at least this amount, because this is basically decided by the government. I mean, this is what they think a student would have to have at least to be able to live and stay there. We have Commonwealth Master Scholarship, which is pretty much the same, living allowance, and hang on, I'm kind of confused by that. Let me see. Up to 13 and 16. Okay, this might be during thesis period. And great scholarships offered by British Council. It's partial funding, £10,000 for masters. And yeah, this is tuition fees. And then, of course, there's global scholarships, external scholarship, which is at $3,000. It's partial for associate, bachelor's, master's, and PhD. If you want to get more information, let me show you the link. This is global scholarships. This is a scholarship that is given by global scholarships. So yeah, you can get more information through that. And if you want to see like scholarship recipients from this university, this person has received scholarships in this university, and they received Erasmus Mundus Joint Master Scholarship. So yeah, these are pretty much the all the scholarships you could find in this university. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, we have a lot of questions. Is it possible to obtain a scholarship for a bachelor's program in the UK after completing higher national diploma in accounting with computing? So yeah, I don't think there's a certain answer for that. Some scholarships accept your applications. Some scholarships do not. Usually, very best scholarships sometimes are available for only people who are getting their bachelor program for the first time. Eamon, please chime in. Is there a clear-cut answer for this?
Yeah, I mean, we just saw this, and for a bachelor's degree, you'll probably only get a partially funded scholarship at best, if you get any. So that would be the definitive answer here. Your degree, your previous degree is probably not that relevant to getting a scholarship, but your grades would be. So I would start with that. So if you have good grades, you probably have a higher chance of getting a scholarship, but it would only be partially funded.
All right. So, okay, first of all, I have no idea. I don't think we can give advice about convincing your parents to study abroad. Eamon, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think we have a guide about that one.
No, not really.
Okay, the Peekaboo says, I am from South Africa looking to apply to Singapore and Malaysia. Grade 12 results came out in mid-January here, and then you have 1 week to accept local universities, but they start in March. How will I be able to get around at this time problem? Because if can't, I'll have to go university here. Not too expensive and better education than here. So yeah, we've talked about that. Usually you give them information, like if the time you apply you don't have the final results, you give them expected results, like your expected time of graduation, your expected results, your expected grades, etc., etc., and then like your application is considered based on that. And like if then you get the scholarship, if you get the scholarship when your real results come in. So yeah, not too expensive. So if I study medical in Korea, how much time it will take to become a doctor? I think we made a video about that, studying medical school in Korea. Anyone, do you have the answer like from top of your head?
No, but not particularly for South Korea, but in general, it would be 6 or 7 years with
Yeah,
specialization, I guess. So I think it's that time frame that you should
it's a
expect.
really difficult school, by the way. Like, just because it is like 6 years, 7 years, doesn't mean like, okay, I'm gonna get in, and after 6 years, I'm certainly a doctor. I've seen a lot of people give up on medical school as well. So yeah, it's a very difficult school. I applied for Hungarian scholarship, and a mail came, and it stated that my documents verification is done, and they sent it to university. Great, that is great. Iras, it's great to hear. Okay, guys, at this point, we really need to end our live stream. Usually, we don't stay this long, but we had a lot of questions today for us. So, yeah, if you have any more questions, like type those in right now, and we'll do our best to answer them. But in a couple of minutes, we'll just leave. Oh, wait. Okay, we're ready. Oh, was that a setup for a question? Hungarian scholarships. Okay, we're rating again. As you know, guys, global scholarships. This is our page. This is our website. Just like if you want to get information about scholarships, about studying abroad, we have a lot of information here. I wrote my own CV. Says Iras. Can you rate it? No, I cannot rate it. I don't think that's a service that we provide. Yeah, no, I don't think so. Maybe like Eamon, if Eamon wants, he can give you some pointers, like what to be careful about, what to look into, what you could rate your CV on, perhaps. But yeah, we cannot really rate your CV. Eamon, do you want to say anything about this?
About rating CV.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't think we can really do that
Yeah.
because it just would depend. Uh,
Yeah, no,
yeah.
I said that like cannot really rate your CV, but maybe you can give some pointers, like some advice on how they
Oh,
can rate their own CV or
oh,
something, like
I see, I see.
what to be more careful about.
Yeah, so I think the main pointer is just stick to information that is relevant to the scholarship or the university that you're applying for. Don't add anything that is unnecessary. Um, so recruiters go through so many CVs, and
Yeah.
it would be better if you make their job easier by just stating the absolute minimum and necessary information. don't worry if your CV looks empty. I would rather see a CV that is empty but very relevant than one that is so full but all the information is not really relevant to the university or the scholarship.
Yeah.
I think this is what you should be focusing on. I think there is always a fear of that emptiness in a CV that people think, oh, it looks so empty, and that would lower my chances of getting a scholarship or of getting into the university. One, uh, contrary to this belief, uh, most recruiters prefer a shorter CV that just speaks to your qualifications uh, when it comes to applying to the university. So, because at the end of the day, even if you fill it out, they would have to filter out the information that is necessary, and they would end up with the same concise CV that you should have provided in the first place.
All right. Thank you very much, Eamon. Guys, we really need to end the live stream now. Okay. We like if you have more questions, you can just leave them in our comment section of any of our videos. Again, pretty much every question in our website, they're answered. Okay, so one last question. What does it mean in application status resolved, cancelled? Eamon?
I'm really not sure what resolved canceled means. Resolved
Okay.
canceled.
I guess resolved and or cancelled. I guess you need to give us more information about that. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for joining us here, and thank you very much for your questions. If you're watching this on VOD, for tell me some scholarship, university scholarship in Japan for medical. Insha, you can just use our search tool. We have a lot of scholarships in our search tool here in Japan, and most of them are available for medical school as well. Yeah. Other than that, we'll be here next Friday at the same time. If you have any questions, meanwhile, you can just come in and ask them as well. We'll be here. You're very welcome, IRS. Thank you very much for joining in. Anyway, guys, have a nice week, and we'll see you next Friday, and bye.